Happy day. We're creating Hershey Nugget treats. Welcome to my channel. Papered Chef here. My name's Kimberly Smith, and today I'm going to show you how to create my most popular craft fair item, the Hershey Nugget treats. I need to have a lot of these done by this Saturday, so this is the last minute tutorial. In fact, these may be gone by tomorrow because I'm actually setting up tomorrow evening. So I figured this is the last chance I can get on and show you my projects before I create them. So before I actually sell them. Okay. Now we're going to use, I use mostly retired papers for my projects, but I'm going to use right now something that you can still get. That way, if you like what you're seeing and you want to make these for holiday stocking stuffers, then you can go ahead and make them. This I'm using, and this is just a quarter of a pack. So just so you know, you're going to see different ephemera, but I'm using what's called the Christmas Tags and More specialty. It's called Mix and Match Specialty Designer Series paper. I just thought this was great because you want to use paper that you can put in, in any direction. So when you fold it over to make the topper, see how nice that is? So you don't have to worry about like half the trees being upside down. So in other words, I want to use this piece for the topper because then half the baubles will be upside down, right? Baubles, is that how you say it? Anyway, there's 4 sheets of this ephemera in each of those packages, which is another bonus because then you have ephemera to decorate with. All right, so I like how there's lots of different patterns, and I love traditional Christmas colors. So what we're going to do is, the first thing you're going to do is go out to 2 1/4 inches. Now, you can I've made these so many different ways, and I want to just show you a couple of different ways to make these. So we're just going to go 2 1/4 inch, 2 1/4 inch, and then we're left with this little one we can use for wrappers. So now this one we're going to make 1 inch. You can make the topper anywhere from, you need it to at least be 2 inches wide. The toppers are going to be, because the bag is 2 inches and then it's going to go up on the sides. So you need this, see how it's going to be, this is 2 1/4. You really can't go less than 2 inches wide on the top. You can go 2 1/2, maybe 2 3/4, but after that you're getting to be like too wide for the proportions. It would be out of proportion. So 2 1/4 is good. Now I've also tried different ways, like 5 inches, but 6 inches is going to be fine for this as well. Now I do teach how to do this using your scan and cut. So if you are using a scan and cut, let's go ahead and do another one with this side. I think that would make a cute topper. 2 1/4. This one I'm going to go out to 2 and I'm going to actually go out further this way. Let's go out all the way here and then we'll flip it around. We can still do 2 1/4, 2 1/2 without cutting off this wreath. But we want to get rid of some of that white section. Okay, so that's going to make a good topper. I can tell already. Anyway, I've taught how to make these with the Brothers Scan and Cut. So if you want, just search for Hershey Nuggets Brothers Scan and Cut on my channel. And you will get tons of tutorials. Now for these, I'm just going to use this part for the wrappers. I'm going to go ahead and cut a couple of these that I can use for wrappers. So we're going to take some of these little guys, 1 inch. Now, ideally, the wrappers are going to be bigger than, they're going to be 1 by 3 1/4. But in this case, that's all I have is 3 inches, and 3 inches will work, right? Oops. For these. And I'm going to write down these measurements for you. So don't worry, I'm going fast. I make these all the time, and I have everything memorized. But I do realize not everybody else has everything memorized. So I will write it all down for you. So not to worry. So we have some wrappers. This one is not going to be good for a wrapper, but it's good for a card element. So stick that back in the bag. Pop out some of the ephemera. We'll be using them to decorate the toppers. And then, of course, I already have a sentiment stamp because that's not what this is about right now. The stamping part, it's all about making the nuggets. And it's all about sort of mass production, especially if you're going to do a craft fair. Now, I know that you're going to ask me already about what I charge, and I'll address that. But if you really want to make a profit in craft fairs, do go to my Etsy store and get my craft fair calculator. It will help you because I think I'm going to use some of this side. It will help you because what you're going to, you need to, it all depends, right? What you charge depends on several things. And that is, are you buying the nuggets in bulk? Okay. Are you buying them on sale with coupons and things like that? Are you always looking out like when to get the nuggets at the best price? Is that your deal? So That's one issue. How much do those cost? How much does your paper cost? Are you a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and get a discount on the paper I'm using? And our paper is really high quality and coordinates well. I highly recommend using one pack of paper for this. So are you using our paper, right? Are you getting a discount on that paper? Are you getting it on clearance? Are you using retired paper? What's the paper costing you? What are the bags costing you? Okay, you have to purchase the bags. What about the ribbon? Okay, so I have a craft fair calculator. You want to take all that in consideration when you're making things, because you have to have a profit. What does your table cost at the craft fair? What is, what I kind of go about $1. So if my table, like, I'd kind of add the dollar cost to like each item I'm doing. It would be like, let's do this one, $3.25. Add the cost of the nuggets because I have to pay for some of the table. Pay for my table. Are you sharing the table with someone? Are you selling other stuff at your table? In my case, I'm selling my mom's aprons, bags, pot holders, pillows. My sister's going with me. She's selling her stuff. So we're sharing a table. So, it's not going to cost, the table isn't costing me that much. So there's factors. You want to factor in all these things when you come up with the cost of when you're, so that you make a profit on your show. All right. So with that said, if you've already got this catalog from me and you haven't purchased yet, you're going to be losing out, because soon we're going to have, last chance on this one. And we have a new catalog coming out in January, of which I've already seen, and it's very beautiful. And you might miss out on these products because some of these have already sold out, some of these products. If you like what you see and you haven't got your Christmas paper yet, paperchef.stampinup.net. And the only other thing I want to announce before I start writing measurements is I'm having a bingo. You can also find all my events in this list underneath this video. You can click on Paper Chef's offerings. This is the last event I'm having this year. You just click on the QR code, or you go to the Paper Chef's offerings down below in the link, and you're going to see registration for bingo. It is a Zoom event, and you get to play 4 games of bingo, lots of prizes, not just bundles you can win on any game. You can win a bundle. Bundle values are usually $54 about, and I give away at least 4 of them, sometimes 6 or 8, depending on how many winners there are. I give away lots of door prizes as well, and you get a card kit, and you get to come to the social event. So don't miss out on the last event of the year for the bingo. All right. Now that I've got that part done, and you're going to get to see me make the rest of this and the tray as well. So when you look at the coordinating colors, and you look at what colors can we use in this, we can use, you're going to use cardstock for the tray. And I already have all my trays made because I mass produce these things. I do so many of these, but I'm going to show you how to make the tray as well. But I'm just going to go ahead and pull out a real red tray, and I'll show you how I made it. But we will go ahead and score a different one. Here's here's another one just to score it so you can see how I do that, so you don't miss out. And I use a lot of retired, but I always use cardstock, and I use a lot of not retired colors of cardstock, but some retired colors of cardstock. But I use Stampin' Up! Products for my projects. All right, so are we ready for the measurements? And if you've made these before, you've made them with your scan and cut, let me know, because I do, and you can look on YouTube and find all those tutorials. In fact, if you look up Paper Chef and Hershey's Nuggets, you're going to find loads of scan and cut tutorials. I usually don't go old school because I usually use my scan and cut. This time, as you can see, when I'm going to show you all these projects later, so stick around. This video is going to have loads of projects I'm selling, of the things I'm selling. And you're going to see lots of examples of how I used up all the retired paper. So Hershey's Nuggets. So if you're not familiar with them, I do have a link in the description on where to buy them online, but I usually get them at different sales and things. So they do contain almonds. And this one is milk chocolate, and there's also lots of other versions of these. You want to make sure, and I'll say it again toward the end of the video, that you label these, right? Hershey's Nuggets with almonds, ingredients, chocolate, and nuts. Okay, copyright Stampin' Up because you're selling it. Or else if you're just giving it away, you put your name on it. I usually have my name too. I do have my name on a sticker. I made new stickers as well for these. So you want to also, you always want to label that it has nuts. All right, so Hershey Nugget Treats. So topper, this is going to be easy. Topper is going to be, now, we made ours 6 inches, so I'm going to say 5 inches. And I'm going to say, or 6, because we're making them 6 tonight, times, okay, this is your typical, 2 1/4, okay? Now, you could do or 2 1/2, right? This will work. I'm just giving you different options, okay? So, I'm just going to say 5 times 2 1/4. It's just easier to say it like that. Topper is 5 times 2 1/4. Okay, tray is going to also be the same. 5 inch times 2 1/4. Okay, you're going to score the tray at 2/3 of an inch on each side. And I'll show you the tray in a moment. Now, the wrapper, the nuggets, I'm going to say the wrappers. These are wrappers for your nuggets. They're very easy. You're going to make them 3 1/4, but if you don't, in this case, I didn't have 3 1/4 times 1 inch. You saw me just doing them mostly at 1 inch, which will work, okay? But ideally, 3 1/4. So let's get out all my scraps, and let's just start wrapping nuggets before we do our toppers. Okay, now you don't want to use glue for that. Okay. Because glue could ooze into your food. This is a food item, right? It's wrapped, but it's not completely sealed. So you want to make sure that you don't use actual liquid glue. Now, this is glue, but I'm saying not liquid glue. That's cuter on that side. This one is ideally, this one is the 3 1/4, and it's a little bit more ideal. See how it wraps around a little better? But 3 inches will work. Most of these other ones are 3 inches. Okay, let's just get 5 different patterns. And you could start, you don't have to really worry about how to arrange them yet because we have extra options, but I'm just wrapping this part. Always use a coordinating pack of paper. And then if you have gold and silver nuggets, you want a couple of each. A couple gold, a couple silver. And then let me just get the tray ready to kind of look at how that would look. So if this were my topper, which we'll use this as the first topper, we don't want this to be next to the topper because it's the same pattern. So let's put that down there. We might do something like this. A green, and then we have a gold and then a silver, and then we have a gold and then a silver, and now we need one here. So this one will be really good for that one. Okay, so that's how I arrange it. I just arrange it so that if I'm using the same pattern as the topper, it's not right next to the topper. That pattern, okay? Okay, slide them. After you arrange it, you slide them off. You put 1 row of tape. Use the ledge of your trimmer to put your nugget tray there so that it lines up. And that one looks like it has, most paper doesn't have a direction in this pack, but that one looks like the little plants are pointing up that way. So again, gold, silver nugget, another gold, and then a silver, and then a gold. Okay, it just looks professional, and that's the tray. Okay, I talked about scoring, and I talked about making this could be 5, your topper could be 5 inches, or it could be 6. This is a 5-inch topper, but I also been using 6 lately because it gives me way more choices for the type of sentiment I put on them. I can put bigger sentiments on them, which is nice. So either way, let's get out the Simply Scored. Okay, here's the Simply Scored. I'm going to use my brother's Scan and Cut stylus because I lost my little scoring tool on this Simply Scored, but I'll find it when I clean up my craft room. Okay, you're going to score at 3/4 of an inch on each side. In the Simply Scored, you have 1, 2, 3/4 of an inch. I'm sorry, I didn't mean 3. Oh my God, I didn't mean 2/3 of an inch. I meant 3/8 of an inch. Oops, let's fix that. 3/8. Okay, we'll just write that down. Again, tray, score 3/8 of an inch. Okay? So not 2/3 of an inch. That would have been really, really way, way too big. Okay, let's do that one more time just so you're not confused. I'm going to get out a tray. I'm just going to get out this tray. Okay, so here's our inch over here. 1, 2, 3/8 of an inch. That's what you're actually scoring. 3/8 of an inch. Flip it around. 1, 2, 3/8 of an inch. Okay, sorry, I said 2/3 of an inch. All right, you're going to turn that around and you're going to burnish the edges. You can use your little stylus tool or bone folder to burnish the edges of your tray. All right, putting it all together, I'm just going to flip this around and say what I would do if ideally, okay, I'm making bigger toppers. Well, some are going to be bigger. Okay, we have a topper. Topper. Okay, 5" times 2 1/4. Okay, that's it. Don't worry about it. It can be 2 1/2. It can be 6 inches. That's your typical topper. Okay, your tray is going to be 5" times 2 1/4 as well. You're going to score it at 3/8 of an inch. Okay, on each side. And this is, I'm going to give you this so you can take your screenshot. I don't want you to take a screenshot of my other paper because there's too many corrections and too many variations. Wrapper is going to be 3 1/4 times 1 inch, ideally. Although if you have 3 inches of paper, that's fine. Here's what it's going to look like when you're all done. And I'm going to go ahead and keep on gluing as you guys take your screenshot. Nugget treats, and this is by Hershey. So you want to write the brand because this brand is going to be perfect for this little tray. And you may be asking yourself, well, can't people just go buy the candy? No, this is really pretty. Not everybody just has, most people don't buy candy. I mean, I happen to buy a ton of candy. Most people do not go shopping for candy, wouldn't know what to buy, where to buy it. They're not like, most people are not gift givers, but don't be one of those people that are not gift givers. It's okay that most people are not. You are. You're a gift giver. You're a card maker. You're a paper crafter. So it's up to you to go make cute things, right? And make this is your gift to the world. Okay? Everybody has gifts that you bring to the world. And this is your gift. Your gift is that you're going to make things, homemade, really pretty things, and give them to people. And so, no, most people are not going to go out and do this. And if they do say they can make it themselves, go for it, because it's unless you mass produce something, you really can't just make things yourself. They'd have to go out and buy the paper, the nuggets, the adhesive, the cardstock. They would never make it as cute as you're going to, because you have Stampin' Up! Products and you have cute things, and you're a crafter. So just make people happy and do your thing. And don't worry about it that if somebody doesn't buy it, because I'm telling you, everybody that appreciates your work will buy it. These are very hot sellers. And now I will tell you that I do sell them for $5. If you want, you can do things like, you can buy more and save. You could say, if you wanted to, I typically don't need to do this until the end of the day, but I could say they are $5 each. And then they're, 3 for $12 or something like that. 5 for $20. If my friend's coming in, she runs a cleaning business. So she might come along and say, oh, Kim, can I get these for all my employees? I want to give them a gift. And I'll say, she's part of my Council of Catholic Women. This is the group I'm in, right? She's part of the Council of Catholic Women. So I would say, oh, yes, of course, you can get them 5 for 20 or something. So that's my friend or whatever. And it's our organization that's putting on the event. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm doing gold, silver, gold, and then I'm going to put a silver right there. And it needs some red and green in it over here. So this one's going to be too plain. We need something else. Yeah, so, just, you can discount it if you see fit, if you want to. I'm going to make this topper my wrapper. But I don't recommend going into a craft fair and starting to discount things, right? I don't recommend it. I'm going to go ahead and make another one of these. Although that side would be cute too. Okay, I'm going to make, since the top, I'm going to put that one down there. Wait, it's too much red. Yeah, like that. I'm going to put this one up there. Then they're all different. Silver. But I don't compromise on my prices. I might say buy a lot and save, but I do not discount them individually. Oh, can I get that for $4? No, you can't. Sorry, because this is a lot of work. Well, I could just go buy chocolate. Then go buy chocolate, okay? I can make these myself. Can I take a picture of it? Like, I mean, what am I going to do? Tell them I can't take a picture of it? Go for it. And they're not going to go make them themselves. And, oh, I like that idea. I'm going to take a picture of it and go make it myself. Good. Have fun. Have at it. Okay? I'm a professional. So, like, I'm not going to compromise on my prices. I'm going to just say, you can buy more and save. That's the only way you're going to save. You're not going to save on one. You're not going to chew me down because it takes a lot of time to make these, as you can see. And our time is precious. And that's just how it is. All right. So that is the trays. So I hope you got your screenshot. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fold the toppers. You can fold them in half, or you can use the Simply Scored to score them in the middle. I'm just going to go ahead and fold them in half for now. The toppers. I think that's going to make a really pretty topper. Okay. So what do you guys think about pricing? Anyone else? What do you guys charge when you do it? And if you were just like, there's a little variation to this. I see people charging less. And that's when they just take a bag and they don't even put a topper on it. They just stick them right in a bag. If you want to know where I got my bags, use my Amazon link, please. It helps support my store. It's in the description of this video. These bags from Amazon. But I wish Stampin' Up! Still sold the bags. They used to sell. I don't have many of these left, so we'll work for bags. We can, okay, right here. 2 by 8 inch bags. Anyone has them? Let's deal. Let's make a deal, or I can send you money and you can send me some 2 inch by 8 inch bags. I need these. These are better. These are Stampin' Up, but they don't make these anymore. So I did find a place on Amazon. The only problem with these is they're flimsier than the Stampin' Up ones, and they're so long that I have to cut them down. But it's all good. It's all good. We're happy. We're happy campers. They still work really well. They're perfect. So do use my link and get them. And they're pretty tight. They're the same tightness, but they're not the same like quality of cellophane. And you know, cellophane quality matters. So what we're gonna have to do is cut these down because they are so long. But you don't want to cut them down more than your topper. So like if your topper is gonna be a big topper, cut it down a little shorter than your topper. Okay, and then we'll do this one. Again, put that plaid down low because if it's going to be next to the, you don't want the plaid, you don't want to put it this way. Don't put them in the bag this way because the plaid will be too close to that plaid. It's better that the plaid is further away from that one just because the color, it just makes it look more professional. Okay, so a couple years ago on Udemy, a place where I teach courses, I did an entire course on how to make and sell craft fair items. You do get my free craft fair calculator if you take that course at Udemy. And then you also get really cool handouts for making like sticky note holders. They're very detailed. I thought of making some of these this year, but the sticky note holders, and I do give like the whole project graphics and everything, but I didn't make them this year. I just decided to only go with food treats because I can then use them for some of the projects that I offer. You know, like projects, I mean, like I have things coming up. I have different events. Okay, I'm opening up the topper and I'm putting adhesive down the sides. That helps keep the bag on really well. I have, you know, a team awards and recognition ceremony on Zoom, and I send my team little gifts. So I thought maybe I can always use some of these for that. And like, so make sure you put the adhesive all the way up and down the sides. That way when you put the bag on there, so what you want to do is make sure that this is way down inside there. Push down, and then you're going to center the bag. Good thing it's see-through, right? Leave a little space. You'll see why you need a little space. Okay, perfect. So because I used the Seal Plus adhesive, right, and I put the strips of Seal Plus adhesive, the sides of this will close. Oops, I was going to put that on the other side. Oh, well, it's now on the front. I was going to put that part on the back. And I was going to put that part on the front. But so be it. It's actually cute looking on the back, too. So it's all good because that'll make a cute sentiment. So I already have my little bags of sentiment, so you don't really need to worry about that part. I already have a Be Merry. We'll just put one of them on there. And this is called the Nested Essentials. It's a type of die that Stampin' Up! Sells. So we'll go ahead and put that on there. And then what I like to do is this, there's this really cool mesh trim. Okay, see if that's centered. Oh, kind of. It looks centered, but then it's like, yeah, now it looks centered. Okay, so that's good. And then we're going to take, this is retired. Now, it's sold out. That's why I said, if you guys like stuff from the holiday catalog and you're procrastinating, so much is already like sold out and stuff. This stuff, I don't know if this was an online exclusive or not, but this one we ran out of. If you guys know if we do get it back in, do let me know, because I did not get enough of it. Open weave trim. Luckily, my friends from YouTube sent me some of the silver one. But this one now, the silver one's retired even long ago, but the gold and silver look really good on this. So what you want to do is take any kind of, it doesn't really matter if it's this ribbon or wired ribbon. Wired ribbon really works good because it's not going to slip off. Now, if you don't have wired ribbon, then you might have to put a little bit of adhesive right back here so your ribbon doesn't slip right off. But this is wired, so it's going to stretch. And then as soon as I tie my knot, right, it's gonna be so cool. It's so easy to work with. I absolutely love working with this. So I'm going to tie a double knot. And isn't it going to fall apart when people get into their treat? Yes, it's going to totally fall apart. And then they're going to say, oh my gosh, those were so good. I want to give them to all my coworkers. Can I buy some more? This is the biggest thing I have orders for. I sold more of these, not at the craft fair themselves. I sold more by taking orders or like by people saying, can you bring them to the next meeting? I want to get 20 of them or whatever. I made more because people know I made these. So make sure at a craft fair you tell people you take orders. And that way, when they come to the craft fair, they know that they can get more stuff later. Let's just put a little bling on here. These are those sequins that we ran out of. I'm not sure if they're back in stock now. They went along with the Traditions of Christmas paper, and they are now, that paper's back in stock, but I don't know for how long or it was. I bought some, and it will be in my bingo that I told you about. Okay, so put a little bling on there. Okay, put your sticker on the back talking about the nuts inside, right? And that's your little finishing touches. So let's just do this one real quick. Again, you see why I put that longer topper. I just felt like with the longer topper, I had more options of how to decorate. But if you do have a 5-inch topper, these are just going to be a half inch. All it would be is a half inch smaller. That's all. That little bit does make a difference for some of the sentiments you put on it. I just found more options with a bigger topper. Not really wider, just taller. Because wider, you don't really want it too wide. This is the 2 1/4 topper. Okay, I'm going to center it. Okay, I have a treat for everybody that stays on this YouTube video, and you're going to get to see all kinds of other things that I made, okay? So, we want to say hi to you, so be sure to say hi. Give this video a like, thumbs up. Lets the algorithm know that you guys are watching. All right, I have some embossed things. Let's see. Express your elf. Go. This was so cool. These are retired, but this is a good Stampin' Up! One. Express your elf. But I like Bring on the Merry as well. I like Express your elf, but then I need to use some shaded spruce there. Or not shaded spruce, garden green. You want to use whatever color is part of the... I'm going to color with the garden green markers. By the way, the markers are going away. Unfortunately, they are on last chance right now. No more markers. You're going to have to get them at my auction. Because we don't sell them anymore. Or they're on the clearance. I don't know why. But Stampin' Up! Is not selling them anymore. So you can get, they're usually $3.50 for a marker. And now they're on sale for like 10 for, I think, $25. If you get a discount, that's even better for you. Use your discount as well. So that's on the last chance. Not really, I guess we don't really call it clearance anymore. Last chance. I'm just showing you different ways to decorate these guys. So that would be, the marker is called Garden Green, and then I would use soft seafoam. So you're just going to use some coordinating colors that go with whatever you're working on. So let's use soft seafoam, a couple shades of green. And again, you can't get this. This is a retired item. I'm using the sentiment, not the paper. We already talked about the paper. The paper is, in fact, I have it right here with the label from my bag. Where did I find it? And we showed you in the catalog if you missed it at the beginning. All right, let's move some stuff and find the bag. Okay. Anyway, this was really cool. It was like, there's this trio of tags, and I was able to cut out like all these tags at once, like this way. And then there were some Valentines and stuff. So this is a really cool product that sometimes there's products that are timeless, Halloween, Valentine's, and Christmas, and that I just keep using. And then some of these are, because it is a religious event, so a lot of these are going to be some of my inside sentiments for my cards. My cards aren't done yet, in that the cards are finished, but I don't have the parts for the insides of the cards, so I'm using some of these. And then in some of the bottles that aren't decorated yet, I'm just going to be putting like little sentiments from ephemera on my bottles. You're going to get to see those bottles in a moment. But yeah, so Stampin' Up! Makes it very easy to decorate things. And I use a mixture of retired and current Stampin' Up! Products. All right, so anyway, this is called, here it is, Christmas. The paper I'm using is current. If you want to get the paper that we're using for this project, it is called Christmas Tags and More Specialty Designer Series Paper. Okay, a lot of you have just been like, oh, I think the catalog's going to be here forever, but then miss out. You miss out on stuff because, yes, we have a catalog, and it does go for a few months, but then we run out of stuff. Okay, and then we don't have it anymore, and then, so when you do get a catalog, if you like something, just order it then, because soon things will be on last chance, like these markers. All of these markers are last chance items. $25 for, you can get these sets of subtles. I use them all the time, markers, and they'll last you for years and years. I've had some for 15 years that I've been using the whole time. I mean, I don't use them a lot. I mean, I use them a lot, but see, I'm just coloring little bits at a time. So this is Regal's collection. That's the Brights collection, and this is the Neutrals collections. These are all new ones I have. And they were part of my prizes. They're not actually the ones that I'm using right now. I opened all mine and put them inside my little trays. So again, I'm just tying ribbon there. Now, again, wired ribbon. All right. And express your elf. And I'm going to put a little twine on that. Or I could put a little bit of silver. Either way, you'll see some that I use twine. Let's just use a piece of this just because I don't feel like tying a bow right now. I'm just gonna take it and twist it like this and get it through that hole. Silver and gold both work well with this project because you have silver and gold nuggets. It's a tiny hole, so you have to do that twist to get it in there. Then you make a loop, and then you go through like a luggage tag. So now I have some silver and gold mesh. Okay, maybe not so big on that top part because it's already big on this part. And pop it up with dimensionals. Oh, you can see right here how I tied the little knot on that one. Okay, I might put a little, I might see if I can put a little elf on here. I don't remember if these are the same colors though. I think I have shaded spruce, but this might work. These are from another pack of paper, but one color is the same, and the garden green and the real red, I mean, or might be poppy prey, but this might work. Just let me see if I can, maybe this little tree would work. Yep, I'm going to do it like that. I'm going to put Express Your Elf, like so, and put the little tree. Oops, pop that over there a little bit. Oh, how fun. Need some. If you're going to use paper from another package, make sure you have some coordinating colors so that it doesn't look funny. Like this is okay because this is garden green. Although there's a little bit of poppy prey in there instead of real red, it still works. But this is from another package of paper. And scan and cut, by the way, to cut out a lot of those little doodads. There's little paper, retired paper. Now let's put a couple of these so you know that how cool this ephemera is. So this ephemera, okay, that's too much with that one. Let's put a bird. It's too much to put more holly when there's already so much holly. Let's put a cardinal up there. That would be perfect for that. Look at how great this ephemera is. That's why it's called specialty paper, because of all the ephemera we popped out of it. And I think Winkostella is needed to make this bird a little bit glittery. All the little finishing touches, because I'm going to be giving these out as presents if I don't sell them, and I want them to be as nice as for my customers as I would be as if I give these as a gift. So always make your stuff, when you make stuff for a craft fair, always know that if you don't sell it, you can use it, and that you want to make it like high quality, that you give it to your friends. Oh, look how cool that looks with the glitter. Oh, how shiny that bird is. I'm not sure about using it on the marker because I didn't use the Memento black ink. I used the real red ink, and I'm afraid to use Winkostella on the red because it gets smeared, but it will look cute on these little guys. So put some glitter on those little guys. All right. Let me say hi and show you a whole bunch of nuggets. All right. So when I make this part of a gift, okay, so she makes this part of a gift bag treat. So this is Janet, Auntie Bubbles. Nice to see you. And she's saying she makes it part of a gift bag treat. She used 5 chocolates. And when you bring them to a holiday party, you put them on the table. And then you use 3 chocolates. Okay, so gotcha. So she's saying she puts them in another bag. So you can take these same bags I have. What I've seen a lot of people do is, make them shorter. And then they just tie a ribbon. So, they make them like this big, like Janet's saying. 3, and then you make it a little bigger. And then you tie it. And you put a little ribbon around it. And that's your treat. Okay, so you don't need the whole topper. I've seen a lot of people have those for craft fairs like that. Okay, with the little tying it like smaller bag of those. Okay, good. I like it. Great idea. Thank you, Cheryl. Hello, Cheryl. Thanks for being here. Glad to see you. Hello, Lori from Ohio. Glad to see you again. All right, Elaine, I got your information. You're playing bingo, yes? Okay, hello. Let's see. We got Kelly Stollers here. Nice to see you again. All right. Caroline, I wrote you today, too, about and Christine. Both of you guys are Card on Blue Card Club members. And I'm having a Black Friday special. So I already started telling you guys about it. Oh, I didn't tell you yet, Christine, but annual subscriptions this year for Black Friday is my best special ever for annual Card Club subscriptions. All right. Ready for this, guys. Let's do the nuggets first, and then I'm going to show you other things you can sell at craft fairs. And keep saying hi, and I will keep on getting back on here. I'm going to get back on here and say hi to everybody. Like, there's Joanne from California. Your comments come, and then they fade away, so I don't get to see them very easily. Okay, so this is just me getting started. I know tomorrow I'm setting up, but I'm going to be making these some more tonight, and then I'll make some more tomorrow. So these, as you can see, I can make these pretty fast. So this is just a couple days work. All I had before a couple days ago was just this one here. that I've had for months because I made so many for my In Color Club. When I was done making them as an In Color Club gift, I just had this one as a sample, and then that's it. Like the rest I just made. Okay, so this one is the only current paper. This is the current paper called Christmas Tags and More. Okay. This is called Painted Christmas. And then I had a little snowman from something else. It's called Painted Christmas, and so is this one, Painted Christmas. Okay, just letting you know the paper I used. This is called Merry, Bold, and Bright, I think it's called, or Merry and Bright Designer Series paper. It was a photorealistic paper with stockings and like photographs of lights and stuff. And then I used this ephemera package we have. We have ephemera, it's like this, but it has gold stickers on it. So do check out our ephemera because you can just put stickers right on your crafts and you'll be done, good to go. Okay, this one here is called, I think, Boughs of Holly. And I think I made 5 of them with the Boughs of Holly. Okay. And they're just, beautiful little, traditional colors of Christmas. And you can see I'm using all different tags. Okay, these 2 are from we featured it last year. It was the Berry Christmas paper, but I didn't put the bears on it this time. I just used the paper, and I didn't use the paws. That way it's like coordinated and everything. And then these 3 are it's a vintage paper, and I forgot the name of it. I think it's like Merry Little Christmas or something. I forget, but it has Santa on it. It's really cute. Vintage paper with the little Santa. And I had to center. So one tip is center the Santa. So when you cut that 1-inch paper, remember I was telling you about the wrappers, right? So when you cut your wrappers, you want to get your little Santa in there centered. So when you get it and you wrap it around the nugget, that it's going in the right orientation. Okay, so those are just the sentiments I put on later. So I already have ones ready to go. I have an embossed one with Merry Christmas on it. I have, a bucket of, I call it my bucket of crafty goodness. I already have so many things that are already stamped for me. So, and already so many of those tags made that now it's just a matter of mass producing the nuggets, coming in, popping. I have a whole bag here. Like I can do more elf sentiments. I mean, it's just a matter of popping them more sentiments on them. All right, so that's that. Now let me show you some other things. I'm not just selling, nuggets. I have little bottles and that are cute little treat packages. Okay, so you've seen them before, but not with the topper. I'm glad you like these. So yeah, so Beverly, you saw them probably? We were talking about that earlier. Many people just put them in there and tie them with a bow, but with the topper, I think it's just much more, professional. Okay, so I have a little basket of, since it is a fall festival, I did a little basket of fall treats, and I'll just give you a little looky-loo about these here, without maybe taking them all out of the basket. So, we have I'm thankful. These all have M&Ms in them. I have give thanks. Now this is thank goodness for the paper pumpkin kits, right? That's what this is. Paper pumpkin kits to the rescue. I just used all these little parts I already had from paper pumpkin kits. I think it was called Hello Pumpkin, actually. And I even wrote Hello Pumpkin here. Hello Pumpkin on one of them. And I have this little doodads I just put on top and give thanks. And sometimes I put bows. I had different kinds of jars. Little different kinds of twine. Again, all Stampin' Up stuff. I mean, the sentiments, parts of paper pumpkin kits. Happy fall, y'all. I can't remember what that's from. I don't remember which one Happy Thanksgiving's from, but I just know the rest is from paper pumpkin kit. I have a basket of these. I don't want to move these. So that's my fall ones. And they're already decorated. So we're good with the fall ones. Now we get Now I'm doing Christmas ones in a couple styles. I have jars, I've used little M&Ms with a winter mix, and I'm doing that twine and this thing. Now I still need to put the sentiments on these. So I thought what would be fun to try is, opening this up and seeing if I could get some of these things like Merry Christmas and putting it down the side because, I don't want to stamp a bazillion things for all my jars. So I'm going to just try to see how many things I can get out of the ephemera packages, right? How that would be easier for me. Okay. Okay, next I want to show you that I did do little jars of this kind of candy. It's like a hard candy one. And then I did a lot of these jars of M&Ms with the little peppermints on top. These peppermint jewels are from Hobby Lobby, and so are most of the jars. If they're glass, most of the jars. I still have a lot of cards I'm ready to put in bags to sell too, but I'm not really didn't really finish my cards yet. Okay, I want to show you my little doggy treats. These are Hobby Lobby right now. These ones, Hobby Lobby. These jars, aren't they cute? And then these jars. Okay, let me show you. This jar is Hobby Lobby as well. Now this, but you can get, what I'm going to show you now is from Dollar General. These are my doggy treats. Okay, my doggy treats have, let me just put, I got a basket of these. Let me just put them down here. Let me, okay, so I have different style. It's little tiny doggy treats. And then what I did is I used this paper. It's Stampin' Up paper. I forget what it's called, Pets and More or something. And I punched out with the rectangular postage stamp punch these cute little tags. Or I also got these I got little stickers with the little paws on them from somewhere else. But these little tags, I used the rectangular postage stamp punch, punched out the paper. And sometimes I put 3 tags on them. This one I use like cherry cobbler cardstock and then put like, so I was putting 3 here. It says bark, woof, woof. So I'm out of the dog paper now. I have to find more of that. But I do have like the cat paper, which I'm going to sell at my next, probably my next whatnot auction. The cat paper I'll sell because I can only find, here. This is the package it came from. So I didn't use any of my cat paper, but I used all my dog paper except for these little tiny scraps of the dog paper. But it was such a cool package. It's Playful Pets. It was called Playful Pets. So I've been using that for dog treats for years. Okay, I could show you many more things, but I don't have any more room on this table right now. But I'm doing trays. I'm doing gift boxes. I told you when I did the Jolly Delivery Workshop that I had all these little, extra treats, like this kind of things, and then these kinds of things that I still need sentiments on. Okay, I have the things for my scan and cut retreat that we just had a brother scan and cut retreat. I'm not sure if I'm going to be bringing these like baskets too. I have so many things for this craft fair, but I don't know if I'm just going to like stop after my nuggets and these other boxes, or if I'm going to bring all these extra things I made, because I still need things for coworkers, and so I'm not really worried about not bringing all my stuff. What it's going to depend on is during setup tomorrow, how much room I have. Like these little guys would just be like, probably when it sell them, they'd be like if someone bought a lot of stuff and I give them like little free gifts. Same with these little guys. So everything else would be like $5, $6. My different items, my cards would be like, for example, my cards are going to be $5. But then I'm going to make there's some things that I would just give out. Even the ornaments. The ornaments were from Dollar General. I would probably give those out. Not the ornaments, but these extra little doodads as extra little things. And catalogs, I do not give them out at craft fairs. Unless people buy something and then they ask me for a catalog, they can have one. I just don't give them out. Catalogs are too expensive. I've already spent like hundreds of dollars mailing out catalogs, and like most people don't even order anything. So like I just don't give out catalogs because they just want to look at the pretty pictures a lot of times. So I just don't give out catalogs anymore. So what I'm thinking though, these little ephemera packages, this is what I'm thinking. I can just pull these out and put these on my jars. The bear treats, yes, there's a tutorial on my YouTube channel. Did you miss that, Cheryl? Just go on my YouTube channel. It's part of my Jolly Delivery Workshop series. We made these right in with the dies. We didn't even use the scan and cut. We just used the die cut. There's a die cut to cut out this exact bear. And I did the tutorial on how to make the box. We made it old school with the scoreboard. Yeah, so please check out my YouTube. Everything is on my YouTube channel. And this one too. I did this other little boxes. There's a tutorial for these boxes on my YouTube channel. But that's a die too. Those are simple, super simple. I could make so many more of those so quickly. If I wanted to, I could just take this and make so many more. But the problem is they're not going to sell. I already know because I've done so many craft fairs. I've been doing them for so many years. These are not going to sell well because you can't see inside them. It's a simple fact. No one's going to go, what's inside? And I'm going to have to open one up and show them the inside. What's inside? What's inside? What's inside? I'm going to be like sick of asking it. These are going to be more like, I might not even bring them with me because of that. I'm just thinking of that. You really need to have things that they can see inside of. That's why these are going to be good sellers, and then these are going to be good sellers because they can see what's there. And then this, the doggy treat. You could just see, and the cards too, you could see what's there. Now, what I was thinking is these little guys that are longer, with the ephemera would be really good for, and by the way, I always use like a little buffer to get rid of the little nibs on there. So it doesn't look like I popped them out of, it looks like then I made them myself. Well, I did make this thing myself. That is the rule at this craft fair. You have to have homemade, you know, you can't just bring, like, I can't bring a jar directly store-bought. I have to make it, which I did. As you can see, I did a lot to these things. I mean, I mixed the things, and then I did the ribbons, and I did the stickers. But I was thinking that would be cute just on there like that. I don't even need to even put a hole in it for a tag. I can just stick it right on there. So, yeah, so I might use ephemera whenever I can. And then for the rest of it, that I don't have ephemera for, I'm going to try to find some small dimensionals. These are called the mini dimensionals. I'm going to just have to do some stamping if I can't find enough Merry Christmas things. And, you know, for you, because there's only so many in each pack. There's 2 sheets of this one. I like this because it has, there's also best wishes, sending hugs. I can use a few others. For you, or thankful for you for some of my holiday ones. But here, this would be good to go if I just do something like that. Okay? So just to give you an idea of how I'm finishing up. That's why all this is out here right now. Not just to show you how I did the treats, but to finish up my projects. Okay, here's another one I can use. Happy holidays. Guys, this ephemera is available now. And, you know, get it while you can, because every couple months, we just retire so much stuff, and then you can't get it anymore. And I can't keep up. I honestly can't keep up with what's retired or not. So there are some, you can get other kinds of jars. These are less expensive, believe it or not. This is plastic. Than these from Hobby Lobby. These are more expensive at Hobby Lobby. These are from the Dollar General. And I didn't want to put M&Ms in them because I'd go broke putting that many M&Ms. So instead, I'm going to just put like a big sentiment on top and then just have the mints. But so I could probably put one of these, you know, well, nope, that's even too big. I'll probably find something else to put on there. Let's see what the third page looks like. Oh, I could put this one on there. Merry Christmas. Here. Oh, happy day. Happy New Year. St. Patrick's Day, Halloween. I wish these were self-stick, but... So we got a Happy New Year. So really not... This one I'm probably not going to use unless I do the thank you. I think I'm just going to stick with this one. I can use this one here. That's a nice big one. So just to give you ideas, you know. Hope this gave you ideas. I hope you liked this tutorial. So if you just got on the channel, you got to see how I made my Hershey Nugget treats. So these are good craft fair seller. And now I'm just going to be finishing up my other projects. All right. So I appreciate you all watching. This is the Paper Chef. Go back and get the measurements if you need them. Oh, you're saying hello from LA. People are still coming in. All right. Thank you. I'm glad. Thank you for your comments. All right. Okay, lots of it. So you missed the tutorial. Well, yeah. Cheryl, I don't always... I post it in my VIP group, so please join my VIP Facebook group. And look at my Paper Chef page, because I always post when I'm doing tutorials like this one on my channel. I've been working on these tutorials for this Jolly Delivery for 2 months now. And all I have... Sorry, I got out of the sound part. All I have left are some... I've already done most of the 3D items I wanted to do. I just need to do my shaker card project. And then I'm going to be done with that. So anyway, so then I'll be done with that series. And I'll have another workshop series coming up in January using the new catalog. So we'll start working on spring things soon. I'm almost done with all my holiday projects. I'm just doing this one, guys. That's what I'm doing for this one. And then I think some candy cane stickers. And I'm good to go. So now I have some. These are the plastic ones. I don't like these as well. I like the glass ones. But that's all they had at Hobby Lobby. I couldn't get any more. We went to 2 Hobby Lobbies and they didn't have many at each one. All right, we got a couple from California here. Different ones. So Rosemary's here from California. And who else do we have here from California? Leslie? I can't really see my phone anymore. All right, well, I'm going to catch you guys later. That's all for now. This is the Paper Chef. Have a great evening. I'll check back with you and let you know how the craft fair went and how the ordering's going. as I take orders for these for future. Maybe I'll have them in my Whatnot auction. If you missed my Whatnot auction, if you don't know what that is, go to my link in the description. Get yourself a $15 credit, and you can buy some things from me this Saturday night at 10 p.m. That's when my next auction is. And I will be selling maybe some of the leftover items. I can do a flash sale and have some sale items for you. But like I said, I'm usually using these as gifts as well. So anyway, go to this here site if you want to join my last bingo of the year. I have bingo every few months. So this is the last bingo of the year. It's going to be a virtual event on Zoom with lots of prizes. So I hope you'll come and join us for that. All right, Melissa's there from Texas. She's saying she's usually from Texas, but now you're from Washington State. Oh, traveling. Thanks, Melissa. Okay, $5. Everything is $5. Not the bingo. Bingo's $39. $35 is the discount you get for being on my team. You get it for $35. Everything's $5. Like my doggy treats. Okay, well, sometimes I would do these for $6, but in this case, they're my friends. Like, I'm going to a place with all friends. So it's like, this is my Council of Catholic Women. I'm just going to sell everything for $5. The Hershey Nuggets, the M&Ms, the other M&Ms, the doggy treats, the cards are going to be $5. And then I'll do some kind of deal where you buy more and you save. Just because it makes it so much easier and I don't need to carry a ton of ones. Make it easy. But I am going to have QR codes, guys, for like how to send me PayPal, how to send me Venmo, how to send me Square Up with your credit card, how to pay with the credit card. I have Zelle, right? I'm going to have QR codes like I do here so everyone can pay me easily. And it still will also be in the $5 increments, right? So it's just going to make it easier for people. All right. Talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching. This is the Paper Chef. Have a great evening.